Welcome viewers to another repair video. In this repair video we have a LG LCD TV model number 37LC55, and the problem out here with it is it's not starting up. I'll just plug it in and have a look and see what's happening. Standby light is flashing and the backlights come up and then go off, and that's the symptom. I'm going to take the back off. I won't show it taking off the back because it's only taken out a few screws, and I'll reposition the camera and TV and we'll have a look. Okay, I had the back off and I've done a visual inspection, especially on the power supply, and what I found was, as usual on these, we got a couple of bulging capacitors on the power supply. What I'll do is I'll change these and see what happens. The power supply is out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these capacitors. There's three of them there that are bulging. This one here is a 1000 UF rated at 35 volts, and circuit reference number C207, and these here are rated at 2200 UF, and they're rated at 10 volts. And if I can get the circuit reference number, this one is C215, and this one here is I'm going to remove the 1000 UF first. Freshen the solder up a bit. Just makes it easier to remove. Remember, these capacitors are polarized. You have to make sure you put them in the correct way. Here's your negative leg on it. It's marked on the side of the capacitor, and that would go to the negative end of the on the board, which there's a black mark on it. So this one particular one, it will go negative, will go to the outside of the board. Just bend over the leads. Now I've got to find the I've got this one here. And we have another one. Just find them. This one has the legs bent over, so I'm just going to prise them up a little bit. If it will go up, yeah. I just clean up the excess solder on the PCB. And the capacitors I'm putting in are rated at 2200 volts, or sorry, 2200 UF, and are rated at 16 volt. It won't make much difference as long as the voltage is a little bit higher. And likewise, these are polarity conscious. You've got to make sure you put them in with the negative side of the capacitor towards the negative marking on the board. And in this case, negative goes to this side, and the same with this one. Physically, they're a little bit larger, these capacitors, than the ones that went out, but they are rated for power supplies, for the high frequencies involved in a power supply. I'll assure you, putting standard capacitors in there will not work. Well, they'll work temporarily, about 3 months they might last for, and they'll be back. And just going to solder in. If we can make sure I got it in the board. Now, sorry, me. Snip off the excess of the leads. And give it a clean up to remove some of the excess flux on the where I've soldered the components in. Now what I do now is I generally give it an inspection for any dry joints, for poor solder or anything else that might look out of place before I put it back in. Okay, the power supply is back in, and I'm just going to plug it in to see what happens. Plugged in. Just check to make sure it's out of standby. Take it out of standby, and we'll see what happens. The backlights are back on, but they're shutting down the exact same way. I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, but we should see it in through that hole there. The backlight's coming up. There we are, and then back down again. I thought that was going to be a nice, easy, just capacitor replacement, but now I'm going to have to turn my attention now to this inverter board that's underneath the screening can and see can I find anything wrong with that. I've been told it's come from another repair shop, so I don't know what they've done to it, and why they didn't spot those capacitors bulging, I don't know. So I'm going to take the screening can off here and have a look. Next thing we have to do is check for my 24 volt supply to the inverter board, and it's ground, and the easy place to check for the 24 volts is on these two fuses here, right at this spot here. I'm going to just put my meter on it, power it up, I have my 24 volts, but immediately it's after going down, tripping. Try again, 24 volts, it's up for a while. Still there. And now I'm going to just check for my ground. The little spot there. See, is there a different spot for ground? Okay, I'm going to power it up again. Just want to see, does the voltage on my ground change under load when the lamps come up? 0 volts. Okay, my powers and grounds are okay. So what I have to do now is figure out now, is my backlight's gone. One of my back lamps, if one of them lamps has gone down or gone low, it's not putting out enough output, that can cause this inverter board to go into protection mode. So I've got to figure out now a way of checking them lamps. And let's see what I have. I have a lamp tester for smaller screens that might do something. What I've done in this now is I've disconnected all my lamp leads from the inverter board to the screen, and I'm putting this inverter tester that I have. It can be got from, if they're still trading, LCD parts, www.lcdparts.net, and I think the model number is LST01, and mostly it's for testing the lamp on a laptop screen. As you see, it's got one single output. Now I've made up an adapter for that to go to this type of of a connection on these larger lamps. Now it's never going to light up the lamps as bright as this board was, but you won't even see it, notice it there on that. But I'm going to turn it off there. I'm going to get you on a little spot there on the screen, and I've done them all, and I'm going to have to turn off the lights for this for you to see. And I'm switching it on, and as you can see through that little hole there, we have light. I've went down the whole row of these and no problem with the lamps. It's not 100% test, because obviously the voltage is lower coming out of this tester than the one that would be coming out of these inverter boards. But it would tell me if one of the lamps was definitely gone. So I'm going to turn my attention now to the inverter board. My power and ground is there, and my fuses are okay in it. So I'm just going to have to work out the protection circuit on it now. I would imagine it thinks there's a problem with the lamps and it's shutting it down. Schematics are not available generally for these inverter boards, so it might be a fact that I might just have to get a new inverter board and stick it in, and if I can repair it, well and good. If I can figure out the circuit on it. I've checked the fuses here, and there's another little surface mounted fuse here. They're all okay, and I checked for any shorts on these little driver FETs that are going along. If they're all okay, I couldn't find a short on them. So the next thing I want to do is I checked the resistance of the primary side, what we would call the primary side of these transformers, and they all measured the same along the whole length of the board. Each lamp has two transformers. Let me see. Are you getting it? And you can see this white mark in here and this white mark in here. These two transformers do this lamp, and likewise for each lamp going down. And there should be resistance going across these two pins from here to here. I'm getting nothing there. Come over here. We're getting 3.7k. Let's check up here, make sure. And they're all reading 3.7k going across the whole board from one end to the other, bar for these two here. Let's bring up the resistance. I'm reading up to 2 meg now, and what we're getting now is half a meg now, 553,000 ohms. We're okay on this little transformer. Let's see. Hard to know. That there seems alright. 0.1, 0.4. Bring them down. Right down to 20k. 1.9 kilo ohms. 1900 ohms. It's looking like we're having a problem with this transformer here. Whether I can get one of these or not from a scrap board, or get one on the internet, eBay or something like that, I don't know. If not, it'll have to be a new inverter board. I got a transformer off another board. They're not available as a spare part, so what I normally do is I keep old boards, and with other faults in them. So I've taken the transformer off. I'm going to stick it in this and see what happens. I'm just going to check the resistance now. And I do have my 3K7. Going to just put it in the unit now and see what happens. And there we are. Don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, but you see the light there through that hole. If I plug it out, it's gone. Replacing that transformer did the trick. You're out of luck if you've got a scrap, old scrap boards hanging around. You could try on eBay using the number on the board, which is VIT 71022 VIT 71022.54 Rev 2 version. You might be able to find the transformers from that. I'm just going to plug it in now, see what happens. Backlights are up. And there we are, we have a picture. Thought I had an easy one there for a minute, just 3 capacitors, and only to find that there was other problems with the inverter board. Sometimes those inverter boards can be quite difficult to repair. Getting the parts from it can be very difficult. It was quite lucky I had a scrap board here from another repair I did a couple of months back. Anyway, I hope that this video helps someone out there. Thanks for watching.